The Miser and His Gold. Once upon a time, there was a miser, someone who has a great desire to possess money and hates to spend it. He dug up a hole and buried all his gold under the tree in his garden. Every day he went to the spot under the tree, dug it up, and looked at the gold happily. One day a thief saw the miser digging up and counting the gold. The thief waited till night to dig up the ground and took all the gold. The next day the miser came back to look at his gold, but he couldn't find any gold in the pit. Listening to the miser crying, the neighbors came running to his house. The miser showed them the hole and told them about the gold he hid under the tree. "Did you ever spend any of your gold?" asked one of the neighbors. "No, I would only dig it up. Looking at it made me happy," said the miser. "You never used anything at all? The gold you had was of no use to you. Just look into the pit and assume that the gold is still inside it, so that you can be as happy as you were before," said the neighbor. Moral of the story: wealth unused might as well not exist.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for subscribing.
The Lazy Donkey. A salt merchant lived in a small village. Every day, he walked to the city to buy salt. His donkey accompanied him. The merchant loaded the bags of salt on the donkey, and they walked back to the village along the river. But the donkey did not like to carry so many bags on his back as he was lazy. The donkey always looked for ways to get rid of work. One day, the salt merchant loaded the donkey with 2 bags of salt, and they started walking back to the village. On the way, the donkey accidentally slipped into the river. The salt dissolved in the water, and when the donkey was pulled out of the river, he felt lighter. The salt merchant had to go back to the city to buy more salt. The donkey thought of this as a good idea to get rid of the load. The next day, the donkey intentionally slips into the river. When he was pulled out, he felt lighter. The salt merchant understood the donkey trick. He knew that donkey was falling in the river on purpose. So, one day the salt merchant filled the bag with cotton instead of salt. The donkey felt that the bags were much lighter than previous days, but the donkey wished to reduce the weight even more. So the donkey again fell into the river. But when he was pulled out, the load on his back felt much heavier. As the bag contained cotton, when it fell into the water along with the donkey, the cotton absorbed the water and the bag became heavier. The donkey had to pick up the heavier load. It realized his mistake and understood that the same measures will not suit all circumstances. He had learned his lesson. Moral of the story: you can fool a person a few times but not always. Those who are too clever sometimes overreach themselves and get trapped at their own risk. Thanks for watching.